Nvidia is just one of these really special companies, right? But let's be honest, Nvidia's had a little bit of an issue for a while now. It's made some nice moves to the upside, but it's been having some pressure on it for a while now. And I'm just looking at it, trading what, 104, I think, is about where it was, which, you know, a year ago was $90. But this is also a stock that's been up there into the 140s and higher. So, you know, you look at this one, is it going to get caught up into this whole thing with the tariffs? Absolutely. Everybody's getting affected some way or another. And certainly, I think Nvidia is one of them. Now, they've got some great things that are on the works with China and others as far as some of the sales that they're trying to do. Taiwan is going to be a bit of an issue now that we've got the tariffs that have gone all over the entire globe, as we were talking about at the very start. These are going to be tough things for Nvidia to get through. And it doesn't take an overnight thing. I think it takes a much more time frame than that. But I think that the reality is this thing should come back, will come back. But for right now, with a lot of the uncertainty, the word of the day, of course, that's a real problem. We've got some certainty. We know exactly what the president did. But now the uncertainty is, how do we react from that, right? I mean, and how do these companies, especially these tech companies, how do they deal with all of these various tariffs that are going on? That's going to be a puzzle, and it's going to be a puzzle for a while.
Yeah, I mean, listen, NVIDIA's problems pre-Trump tariffs were whether or not they've got the demand picture for their chips properly projected, right? And of course, in the wake of the whole DeepSeek nonsense, caused into question whether there was already oversupply, oversaturation of AI chips and AI infrastructure in general, versus what the demand expectations were from companies like NVIDIA. But at the same time, Pete, these guys are the best in the business and the only game in town at their level when it comes to delivering the chips. Their Blackwell AI, Blackwell chip, I think they've still got waiting lists for that. They announced, of course, a remarkable reversal of sentiment for Jensen Huang, who 2 developer days ago said, quantum's a bunch of hooey and we're not going to see it for 10 to 30 years. And then 2 weeks ago at the most recent developer day goes, hey, guess what? We got a quantum chip coming out. And I kind of went, Jensen, give me a break, man. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. Still my favorite in the chip maker space, and might be looking to see if it starts to get a little bit more reasonably priced. I mean, this is what's getting sold. It's risk assets, it's tech, NVIDIA being one of them, again, large components of those ETF funds, of course, that get sold off somewhat indiscriminately in a situation like this. So keeping a close eye on the performance of each of these individual names, because my suspicion, Pete, is we will start to see the turn in a ticker by ticker basis before we see it in a broader market and start to see the NASDAQ move in a meaningful way.